compulsively all the time. That is to say, we talk to ourselves. If I talk all the time, I don't hear what anyone else has to say. If I think all the time, that is to say, if I talk to myself all the time, I don't have anything to think about except thoughts. Therefore, I'm living entirely in the world of symbols. Therefore, if you meditate for an ulterior motive, that is to say, to improve your mind, to improve your character, to be more efficient in life, you've got your eye on the future and you are not meditating. Well, meditation, when correctly done, has nothing to do with all that. It's a kind of digging the present. It's a kind of grooving with the eternal now. The place where it's at is simply here and now. If you simply close your eyes and allow yourself to hear all the sounds that are going on around you, just listen to the general hum and buzz of the world as if you were listening to music. Don't try to identify the sounds you hear. Don't put names on them. Simply allow them to play with your eardrums. It's all just sound. And if I am talking to you right now when you're doing this, don't try to make any sense out of what I'm saying, because your brain will take care of that automatically. You don't have to try to understand everything. As you hear sounds coming up in your head, thoughts, you simply listen to them as part of the general noise going on, just as you would be listening to the sound of my voice, or just as you would be listening to cars going by, or to birds chattering outside the window. So look at your own thoughts as just noises. And soon you will find that the so-called outside world and the so-called inside world come together. They are a happening. Your thoughts are a happening, just like the sounds going on outside. And everything is simply a happening, and all you're doing is watching it. It's all just sound. The place where it's at is simply here.
Alrighty, what is going on today, guys? Evan Aldo here. Welcome back to the live stream. Hope you guys are doing exceptionally well. So yeah, and let's try to get right into it. A little bit sunny still today. And what's up, Zemek? So yeah, ultimately, we got to look at these charts first a little bit. So still trying to wait for an outcome. Just no volatility really at the moment. Well, I mean a little bit moving around, if you know what I mean, but not like a crazy, or not too significantly, not that crazy of an amount. Yeah, you could argue. So yeah, and let's just see here. Move that up a little bit, I guess. Yeah. So yeah. And if we, more bear market, yeah. Well, the thing about alt season right now, guys, and I think, the thing about that is when we look at like others versus Bitcoin, that's still holding up pretty well, looking pretty good. And if we look at, we're just looking at Bitcoin itself, money flow and a lot of things would tell us we should be able to get up to that 90K, 88K. That's like a really big area. I think we should be able to get there. After that, that's where you could reject, but it's still looking like you could recover. Objectively looking at this, it's not that bad. I would argue. You had your big correction, now you hit some root support, weekly trigger forming. There's a lot of good things on your side. I wouldn't get overly pessimistic. I wouldn't get overly pessimistic here, like I've mentioned. More of what I'm betting is that we'd probably come up. We'd keep coming up. Same type of deal for ETH. If we look at what's going on for ETH, kind of the same thing. Back to the top of the range. Hopefully you'd break up to 2,000, 2,100, and finally get a little bit of green here. Just a little bit. That's what we need. Just a little bit of green. Bull div kind of forming on that weekly. So yeah. And let's see, another trigger wave right there. So yeah, no, I mean I would lean with the bull case. I mean, like on Trading Wars, I was showing hedging the bets a little bit, but so yeah, it's Ethereum. So Ethereum versus Bitcoin. Looking a little bit better. I mean, it doesn't mean much. You're just hitting that big area. That's the only thing that's kind of good here. Well, I mean, it's kind of the snake eyes here on that 5 day, right there. So yeah, I mean, noise going on. So yeah, ETH versus Bitcoin. It could be a potential bottom. I mean, the thing is, we'll see what Powell says. That betting odds was weird on Polymarket. That seems like a scam and a half because they said quantitative tightening is already done based on that bet. Like what? I mean, come on, it's not done. Not necessarily. I mean, what kind of quantitative tightening are you talking about? Yeah, I think there's a good shot. Zima X. So yeah. Dominance, I mean, yeah, like I've mentioned a lot. I mean, you're kind of trying to make a top. That 2 week is just so up there. I think you could be getting to the top. I mean, maybe one more jump up if you do. Yeah. Yeah, convincing breakout above the range. I mean, to see a convincing breakout above the range, I would think you would need a hold, 90K or whatever. I mean, it could take its time, but I mean, really, if you could break above 93, then you're talking about new all-time highs potentially. So yeah, I mean, that's how it moves around. That's how it looks. All right, Phil. So it's Bitcoin right there. And then if we look at, let's see, Matic, that's one that's gotten absolutely destroyed. Yeah, 20 cents. Maybe 20 cents is your bottom. So yeah. Oh yeah, the camera. It's a little bit better now. Apologies for it. It happens sometimes. It's the lighting. I gotta move the light around. But yeah, just trying to do the best I can here. So yeah. What's up, AZTV? And Triple Q, I think are you having a positive day here? I mean, you're slightly up. Yeah, no, you're having a good day for the most part. Some of the ones like we were talking about in Trading Wars, Sui, or Sui. Why do I forget the name? Is it Sui? I forget. Anyway, that could be a good dip buying place, especially a weekly trigger. I mean, down a lot. The other one that's even more risky would be probably this one, Virtuals, I would argue. Yeah. Arbitrage strategy, yeah, that's not as funny though. Arbitrage depends how you think of it, you know. It depends how you define it. You're kind of stealing the long strategy from Jason Casper a little bit, that term at least. So yeah, I mean, let's see, Tesla. Yeah, I mean, everything's trying to fight back a little bit or whatever, you know. Yeah. Miami housing market, that's got to be, just has those little jumps every so often in real estate, so we shall see. U.S., yeah, so some of the yields have been going down. Well, today anyway. Or no, it's back up. Wow, okay, nothing. The 10 years usually bleeds more. But no, it's slightly back up, so that doesn't know what the hell it wants to do. That's interesting. That is interesting here. We'll see what happens. I mean, you kind of see it going either way. I would think based on the higher time frames it would come down though, but we'll see. Yeah. Dog with hat. Yeah, I mean, it kind of went to zero here. Well, yeah, I mean, it's down a lot. 90%. Maybe I'll turn around here. I mean, for meme coins, I would probably bet on the Lion more if I was going to bet on meme coins, you know. Lion, Trump, trying to get up there. Trigger wave right there. Looks not bad in the 5-day hour, but it looks like Bitcoin, you know. U.S. government trying to push it. Well, we'll see what Powell says. Definitely want to see what Powell says. It'll probably be a boring, typical meeting that no one cares about, but, you know, I'll probably say nothing, but we'll see. I mean, ApeCoin, that I like, trying to jump up above that 55-cent area. That's good. That's good. You know, trying to fight back, claw back. A lot of these cryptos are trying to fight back, claw back. Local top here. I would say probably, I mean, you could keep going, man. You might not see, I mean, 88 to 90 would be the big place, but I mean, it could keep going, you know. I wouldn't be surprised if you keep recovering, which is possible. Yeah, maybe Trump, that's the only one, yeah. Agree with you, Jesse Jacks. NASDAQ, I think we'll recover with Bitcoin most likely. If we do go lower, I mean, it's trying to be like what you guys mentioned, below 70s probably, and then hopefully recovery from there. But as of right now, I mean, there's that person, that whale shorting, which it seems just degen to me. I don't think there's much to say there. I mean, it'll probably get stopped out or liquidated or whatever. So yeah. I don't know what the motive of that is, but, you know, degen be degen. Maybe just want some attention. Let's see here. So Cardano. Trying to jump off of that area. So I think I don't have a problem with Cardano right now. A little bit of the support SR points are a little bit different in the Binance chart, but Blood Diamond, I don't know if I would be too afraid of that. Maybe a trigger wave to bring it back up here. Could be wrong though, we'll see. Let's see here. Is that what's that? Is that a safe thing to link to? I don't know if I should allow. Yeah, I may have to. I don't know if I want to allow links, especially ones that I don't know about, you know what I mean? I'm going to remove that message. I just don't know what that is, so I'm not going to. If you keep posting links, I'm unfortunately going to have to ban you, so please refrain from doing that. Fear is still pretty big. Right now, fear is still pretty big, I would say. And yeah. Is it the real Hyperliquid Explorer? That's the question. I don't even know what that is, so I'd have to review it first. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Well, the weather keeps showing, okay. Oh, it's on Dex or whatever. I believe it's all over Twitter, man. We don't have to be, you know, looking at, you just go on Twitter, it's all over. You know, oh, what? That's what comes up on the For You? Jeez. Did something come out with the... I thought they were talking... Maybe the... Yeah. There we go. But yeah. Anyway. So look at Tesla. Triple Q, obviously a big place. Trying to recover from here, which I think it might. Come down a little bit, but, you know, nothing too bad. Truflation, again, I mean, last time we were under 2% here. I'll show you in just a second what happened. September 24, nice little rally into end of year. Last time we got inflation that low. Now it's creeping up a little bit, but, you know. Match humans at any task will be here in 5 to 10 years. That means there's going to be no jobs if you can match humans at any task, I would think, but hopefully he's wrong. It depends. There's going to be robots everywhere in 10 years. Probably nobody will be able to afford it, so. Running the Hoot, they see. Yeah. They both could get stopped out, but it's unlikely. We're in a winner of Trading Wars. You get to keep the money, I think. That you get to keep the money you win. I think we all get to keep the money we win, but yeah. We'll see what happens. But yeah, no, it got a lot of views, Trading Wars, which is cool. The Dow is closed right now, so yeah. Traditional markets. But we are seeing, you know, some stuff I wanted to look at, you know, some of the other ones that I got, you know, speculative stuff. Like I completely destroyed, speculative, I mean, it's a bit of an overstatement, but yeah, completely destroyed. Now trying to creep back a little bit. What was the other? Undo, you know, certain ones that, you know, have been kind of popular. Big area trying to jump off. IMX as well. Yeah, right there, yeah. Big area, I would argue. Alex Becker token. Nope. So yeah, trying to hold that. Yeah. Top coin picks. I would have to go to CoinGecko. That's a good question. We haven't done that in a minute. I tell you guys, you know, I do it kind of where I just tell you like which ones, you know, if you have a diversified portfolio. So diversified portfolio, you know, starting with, let's say, you know, top 5 and BNB, Solana could be good. And these are no particular, well, less risk the higher the market cap. Even Cardano right now. I would probably skip Doge because there's smaller caps. TRX even, you know, this I'd probably stay away from. There's like weird shit going on with that. Chainlink I like. HBAR, AVAX definitely. SWI. DOT maybe, although that's been depressing. It's hard to believe it's still a top 30 crypto with everything. Oh yeah, Hyperleague. That's a newer one, right? Yeah. Yeah, Uniswap, okay, yeah. Near, definitely. Intercomputer, maybe. Hundo, maybe. Aave, yes. Crypto.com, yes. VeChain, yes. Cosmos, I would still say yes, even though it's been depressing. Filecoin's kind of a maybe to a yes. Caspa, Matic, I would still say yes, even though that's been depressing as hell. Algo, I would say is a yes. Jupiter is a maybe to a yes. Fetch is a yes, I would say. Quaint is kind of a yes. Immutable X would be maybe to a ye, maybe. Theta would be a maybe to a yes, and that's in the top 100. So I don't know, maybe I listed 20 to 30. And I think that would be a pretty good portfolio, 20 to 30 there. So yeah. But yeah, our pink. Yeah. Oh, wow, you're in Europe, maybe? Cool, Phil. Let's see here. So it's Immutable X. I mean, there's out of those, there's a few that we, VeChain. I think it's trying. I think a lot of these are trying to do something. H&T. See there, trying to hit that. Yeah, maybe come back. That really got slaughtered, but good recovery. I like the recovery here. That mobile token, that probably got absolutely destroyed. Let's take a look at that. Yeah. Let's see here. I feel like we do have some new users. Welcome, guys. Really appreciate you guys seeing new people in the chat, new people tuning in. So, always appreciate you guys smashing the like button. If you guys are unaware, the two big exchanges that I do trade on are BYDFI and BloFin. For prop trading, I use Breakout, but BYDFI and BloFin, only with my link down below, you can get 10% off your fees for life. If you sign up my link, and in addition, there's trading bonuses on both of them that are pretty good, up to 15%, I think, on BYDFI. It is 15%, I think, for the first deposit. So check it out. If you sign up to any of the exchanges down below, deposit at least $100, or open a valuation account on Breakout, I'll give you one free month in the Aldo Empire VIP Discord. Got a really good community in there. A lot of new people too. So check it out if you guys are interested. So yeah, just open a support ticket with your UID if you do sign up and deposit. So yeah. And ultimately, it is taking some time with these trades here to really give us an outcome, which does happen. You just got to kind of be patient with it. I mean, you could do scalps and other things, but as of right now, I'm not. I do think this, incredibly risky, but I do think this may be kind of giving us some clues on some of these time frames to jump back a little bit. It's probably down 98% or something. Outrageous. Okay, only 93. But yeah, so if we look at, let's see here. If we look at, NVIDIA. That has some volatility. Yeah, a lot of money just came into this. People are thinking this may come back. Speculation. We shall see. But yeah, okay, trading wars. Yeah, our pink. Yep. Let's see here. Well, we did see Ordi. I think the whale's probably going to get liquidated, that big trade, but I don't know. Or stopped out or whatever. On cross margin, I don't know. It just seems weird. It seems like somebody's just messing around. Curious about like some of the... Oh yeah, AVAX. That's a good one to look at. Let's actually... I have an idea. Let's look at all the ones I liked here. Yeah, let's just look at coins I like. All right, we'll do AVAX and then we'll go through the ones I like. AVAX, I think it's a good dip buying opportunity, probably. I mean, sure, it can go down lower, but, you know, it always can go down lower. Bull dip for me on the weekly, you know. You're getting at a pretty good discount, you know, from that high down 76%. Well, probably currently only 65, 70. Yeah, we already did see a bit of a resurgence for some of these. But yeah, I do think trigger wave. I think this should come back. So if we look here, BNB I've not looked at in a minute. That's going to be probably a boring one, as many could imagine. Really hasn't. It came down, and then what was this price? 75%. It's held up so well. Weekly, kind of that trigger, bring you up to like maybe 1,000 at some point this year. I could see maybe 1,000. I think BNB's got some potential, as it always does. Solana we looked at, that's looking a bit better. Cardano we looked at. TRX I have not looked at. Definitely done well. A lot of good marketing, a lot of good other things. It looks a little bit different than the rest of the market. I mean, I'm just trying to see like if we're able to, a little weird. I don't know. I don't know if it's the best time to buy this right now. Maybe wait for that weekly trigger. Hopefully continue forward to like 50 something cents. It is very low priced for a 20 bill market cap. You know what you would, yeah. So we'll see. Yeah, hawk trades. I mean, there's possibilities, you know, of weird stuff like that. I wouldn't think too into it though. You know, there's possibilities, hack trades, possibilities. Cardano, we looked at it. I mean, I would think he would hold this area and probably continue forward. The Blood Diamond doesn't scare me too much, but maybe I'm being too optimistic. I wouldn't even bother with Pi. Chainlink is worth looking at, I think. Snake Eyes there, yeah. I think there's potential, and I think Chainlink can try to recover. You know, it's the same pattern. You fell down a lot there, and then you're going to try to, you know, recover into the summer, hopefully back to 28 or more. So, yeah. I mean, H-bar is definitely one worth looking at, I think. Let's see here. Is that the best time for a... okay. I mean, big area. It did come up a lot, and then it came down. I would hope he would keep this area. I think there's a decent shot. Why not? Yeah. I think he could hold this area. And so, yeah, that's H-bar. Let's see what else here. Okay, so we looked at AVAX. Looked at SWI. DOT would definitely want to look at. Trying to think here. Part of me wants to buy more of this dip than I already have. Part of me wants to go real degenerate here, but probably not a good idea. So yeah. Yeah, I think Doc could jump back up to 5 something in the short term. I think you would hold this low and then hopefully continue forward. I mean, you did a big jump in the end of 24. I mean, that was... there's no... Who says we can't do that again and come back to 11 bucks? So, yeah. It is St. Patty's Day, yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's see. So, Bitcoin Cash. I don't even care. Let's look at that hype one. I forgot about it. I don't even care. Uniswap making higher lows, kind of like Chainlink. I like that. I do think there's potential here. Yeah, I like what I'm seeing there. Let's see. Aptos, I don't even care about that one. Near. Wrong chart, I guess. So that came down a lot, kind of hitting your scene of the crime, big area right there. I think there's potential with Near. I definitely do. I think you should be able to try to continue or whatever, yeah. Pepe. I have no interest right now. ICP, I have a little bit of interest. A little bit of interest. I mean, this is like, you know, kind of a dinosaur thing for, you know, how much it did come down. I mean, your bottom was in October 23. You know, you held there, I guess. I mean, this is one I had no TA on, really. I thought I had lines in this at one point, but yeah, I mean, if you could hold where we are right now, I think there's potential. I don't know if this will ever get anywhere close to frickin', you know, $400, but, you know, 100x. We'll see. MNT, no interest. Ondo we looked at. I think there's potential. ETH Classic, I don't really have much interest in that, but I want to look at it. That's done nothing. Wow, okay. Yeah, just absolutely nothing. I think it would eventually jump up from here, probably. Aave, I want to look at. So, yeah, I think you can continue. Did I already look at Aave? No, big area. I think you can. Yeah, probably at least a 50% drop. Yeah, I think you can jump. Let's see, CRO. I've liked that chart kind of because you technically, I don't know. Yeah, technically making a higher low. I'll take that. So I think there's potential. You know, you're up probably about 4% from the bottom here. Let's see what the hell we're up. Oh no, actually more than I thought. Yeah, I thought it was a tiny bit, 20%. It's volatile. I think there's potential. Yeah, official Trump, right outside the top 50. VeChain. So VeChain there, yeah. I'm just thinking here. Binance chart's a little weird on this. Yeah, higher low. As long as you keep that higher low, that's pretty good. You got the snake eyes and all that crap. Yeah, I think it's decent. Tau, that's definitely not as relevant as it once was. I mean, big area, maybe it'll jump, maybe not. Atom's another one that's definitely fallen off and disappointed a lot of people. However, I'm just trying to think here. Yeah, no, I think that, you know, big area right there. I think you can try to recover. I have some Atom. The other one, too, that's on the Atom chain or whatever, you know, Crypto Bullzone used to talk about this. Gotten absolutely destroyed. Well, what hasn't? But the persistence now, it's probably down from, if you bought it in 24, yeah, you were down over 50%. Like everything else. Can this come back? I have no clue. The other one was Osmosis, which is probably fallen off a cliff, like a lot of other things. But yeah, I mean, you're back. That's September 23. Maybe you could jump here. I would probably put the bet more on Atom, though, if I was going to do something in that ecosystem. Filecoin, another one that's not as relevant like it once was, but still a big place. Looks like Polkadot. I would think you would jump from here and hopefully try to recover, but definitely very lackluster. Let's see, Polygon we looked at. It's kind of weird how they list Axmata, yeah. That's probably screwed up their marketing too, which it could be a real good opportunity on sale. Render I would have at least a little bit of interest in. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, like everything else, you're trying to, you know, kind of hold where we are right now. A little lopsided though. Did not break upward from the reverse head and shoulders, unfortunately. Let's see here. ARB. That one got destroyed, I think. There's a lot of hype behind it, but just didn't do what many had hoped. Yeah, down to that point. Maybe 2-week bull div will save the day, maybe not. We'll see. Algorand, okay. Some interest here, definitely some interest. Yeah, no, I do think you would kind of jump, try to, jump from where we are right here, whatever, yeah. Making higher lows. I'll take that. Hopefully get up to 67 cents eventually this year. Osmosis, like reverse osmosis. Yeah, that's what it's named after. Yeah. AVAX Cosmos, all of a sudden, are you gonna buy it back, Seth? Why is there so much hype about Tau? There's not much hype about Tau anymore. There was like a year ago, but there's always hype with new coins and stuff. It's just their marketing and all that. Or just luck on Twitter. Yeah, AXL. Yeah, I know about AXL. Yeah, there's been hype behind that. I mean, has it done anything? No, but maybe it will here, jump up a bit. This looks like another one I looked at. Jupiter's another one that's probably in a bubble, very bad bubble pop pattern, like very depressing. Well, oh wait, I thought it was, hold on a second. Okay, yeah, that's a little bit better. Yeah, no, I mean, big area, I mean, if you like it, this would be the time to get in. A good gamble, I guess. Not gonna bother with KuCoin. Fetch, you could, yeah, I mean, we could bother with Fetch. A lot of hype because of AI. Big area. Can it bounce back from here? I think it's absolutely possible, yes. I think it's not a bad place to get in, probably. Yeah, down 90%, why not? That's really, yeah. QNT, that's another weird kind of chart, at least. I'm trying to make higher lows, though. We'll take that. WorldCoin, I don't have too much interest in this. I do know some people who kind of like it, but that's in the middle of goddamn nowhere. I don't think I'd mess with that. Maker, that's kind of fallen off. IMX, we looked at. I think there's potential. INJ, that had a lot of hype behind it like a year or so ago. Obviously fell off a cliff, but hitting a pretty big place now. I think there's potential with the snake eyes like everything else. SEI, that had a tiny bit of hype behind it at one point and then fell off a large cliff here, down probably frickin' 80%. Yeah, can it jump here? I don't know. Maybe on some of these bull divs. Hard to say. Trying to think what else here. Stacks, that's another one that's kind of fallen off. Or am I confusing Stacks with something else? Or yeah, no, Stacks, yeah, somewhat of a big area. I don't know. Potential. The graph, yeah, I don't know why. When I think Stacks, they're kind of becoming dinosaur coins. They've been around for a while. Not too much has happened. Big area could jump, absolutely. As we get down to this list, it kind of gets worse as you get with lower market cap, obviously. Theta, yeah, right around there. I mean, it kind of hidden off of a place, kind of not, I think trigger wave on the 2-week could save the day. And that's about everything that I care about. When you get off there's not too much. I mean, Tezos, that really fell off. That's kind of dead. Sand, it's kind of dead, I would say. IOTA, that's a dead OG coin. Flow, there was some potential at some points. I don't know if there still is. Let's see here. That really fell off, yeah. Hasn't done much, yeah. And that's a meme. Helium, I think there could be more potential, yeah. But once you get like really down, there's just not, like the interest just loses here. Trying to think, yeah, that really fell off Python. Zcash, oh man, nobody's talked about that. That's so dead, kind of. Well, then again, I mean, you're still above that July, kind of. Yeah, you're still above there, but it's just not, money flow good. Just lost relevance. I mean, eGold, that's kind of fallen off. Telcoin. Virtual, that's the one that's got some potential, but very risky. Arweave. And finally, ApeCoin, which is a tiny freaking market cap at this point. Conflux, that had some behind it at some points. You just look at the graves of kind of these as you get outside that top 150. Weird how they have two listings for Matic. Beam, that I'm curious about that. That had a little bit of hype behind it. But I mean, we're kind of in the graveyards of a lot of these altcoins, which could be like good or bad right now, you know. Either means we're going to do something big soon or, yeah, big area there. Virtual definitely does have great potential. I do think so, Marco. Very risky though. Mog, oh, that's, yeah. Caspa, I mean, we could look at that, but that's, yeah, it's kind of fallen off. That had, I mean, they all get their little, you know, they all get their hype. I mean, I guess you kind of hit off that area. I don't know if I like it as much as some others, but I think it would follow the market. I mean, that's a meme coin. That's nothing I really care about, but, falling off of these lows, yeah, it's not good. For meme coins, I would probably just mess with the line if I was going to mess with something, or even like NFTs or freaking ape coin if you consider that to be a meme coin, you know. I have a weird obsession with ApeCoin. I don't know, it's not healthy, but XRP Sol 80. Yeah, I mean, the thing is with the gamble is if you have like 20, 30 of them and they're all, you know, have some potential, at least a little bit, you know a few of them will do something good and you'll probably do well over time. If history repeats over time, meaning like by the end of the year. Price prediction for ETH. So, I mean, I still think that I think you could do something like this potentially into the summer, maybe even up to all-time highs into the summer. Call me crazy or end of summer, something of this nature. And then, you know, maybe retesting these points. And then this is what I think the general market will do. Again, take it as a grain of salt. I could be completely wrong. And then I think you still could get up to 7,400. Can you get up to 10K from where we are right now? 5X, that you're really reaching. But into the end of the year, 300%, I don't think it's impossible. You know, I don't see that being that hard. I mean, it could be more, you know, it could be more elongated, and you could get the mania phase at the end and, you know, something more like that. Hard to say. But yeah, I think there's potential, you know. I think you get a 3X or maybe a little bit more. I think at least you can get up to old all-time highs or at least 4K, you know, double your money. I mean, if Bitcoin doubles, let's say Bitcoin, I mean, you need Bitcoin at 150K to get ETH at 7,400, I would argue. If Bitcoin can double, then you got a good shot. If Bitcoin can get back up to all-time highs in a couple months or get up to 120 in a few months, I could easily see ETH making new all-time highs. You know, I think there's going to be more help with ETH, especially with quantitative easing starting again and quantitative tightening ending. Now, we don't know. According to Polymarket, quantitative tightening is already done, but we know that's not really, you know, what's happening. But I think we may be in store for a little surprise with that, with Powell. Maybe he doesn't sound too extremely hawkish, but we'll see. Seems like everybody bows down to the lion, so. Zuckerberg bowed to the lion, SBF bowed to the lion, everybody bows to the lion. Half your ETH at 3K and the rest 4 and 5. Yeah. Close to death. Could you elaborate on that more, Marco? What do you think's gonna happen? No. Okay, so maybe ETH getting up to like 4K this year and that's it. I mean, I guess it's possible. I would be a little more optimistic from that, but we'll see. I don't know. What was I gonna say here? And by the way, guys, if you're interested in trading, check out BYDFI. That's the main exchange to trade on. In addition, BloFin as well. Both of the links are down below. You get 10% of your fees only with my link down below if you sign up. In addition, if you sign up to either of those two exchanges, deposit at least $100. I'll give you one free month in the Aldo Empire VIP Discord. Just so open a support ticket with your UID. Also a discount in there if you do pay in crypto. Our Discord has really been blowing up. A lot of good people in there. We got Nightshade, we got KMac, we got a lot of good stuff going. So, yeah. When Bitcoin breaks new all-time, I mean, I didn't necessarily say that. I said it could be at 5K, new all-time highs, but yeah, or 7K even. I don't think I said 10K. Yeah, let's see what about. I think there's a good shot. We bought him for S&P 500. Can we go down by the end of the month again? Sure, you know, it's possible. I don't have a crystal ball, but you know, I think, you know, I mean, people's emotions change, you know. For a trading perspective, I have no, I can't tell you exactly what will happen, but I think the odds are better that we jump up rather than come down. I think we saw the pain we needed to see. Yeah, I mean, BloFin's good too. BYDFI, it's a little bit of a different like layout. But yeah, BloFin's great too. I mean, it's the same kind of 10% off your fees for life with either. No KYC, no VPN. We need the stock market making an all-time high too. Why don't you see that happening, Marco? Oh yeah, you're thinking it's going to be a bad. Well, let me look at. That's a great question. So we had 25% back-to-back years for S&P 500. I still think this may be a green year. It could be wrong, but I still think this may be a green year. Where did we start the year? Let's go on the daily here. Let's go to January 1st. So right around here. And if we can get a 10% year, which would be, I think we could get a 10 to 13% year, which would be around 6 something by the end of the year. So if we can see 6 something by the end of the year, which shouldn't be, you could even, like if you could come up to, well, let's kind of compare, like how do we normally move here? Like if you could do this, well, I mean, let's just see. If you can do that, something like that maybe, then you're at new all-time highs by June. And then what do you have, maybe a little bit of a drop down there in the summer and then into the end of the year. Can you do that? Yeah, I think that's possible. Why not? It's generally the way we move. And does that bring Bitcoin up to 150K? I don't know, but I think brings it up to 120. I think you got a good shot at 120 from that. So yeah, what's up, Plan E? Been a minute. So yeah, I think a lot of people really overestimated ETH. I do think a lot of people, including myself, overestimated ETH. Now the question is, do we start to really fight back here? And I think there's a good shot of it. I think there's a good shot of it, but we shall see. I think a lot of it depends on what the hell Powell says on Wednesday, but it seems like everybody's bowing down to the Lions. So, that deep money flow on that 2-week. Trying to get that snake eyes on that weekly that may help us out. You're seeing it on the 5. Let's see. Snake eyes ain't too common. Oh, are you seeing it on the 6-day? Let's add in the 6-day. Why not? Go to 6-day here. Not yet. Okay, so that was a waste. But maybe on regular candles. Now we're kind of reaching, but no, not even. But yeah, snake eyes in the 5-day. Let's say the last time that happened here. Ooh, okay, that's interesting. So September 2018, not in a bear market year though. Yeah, you had more downward. Yeah, nothing really. Yeah, a little bit, and then, but it's so different because yeah. So if you compare it to that, I mean, if you compare it to December, yeah, December 20, yeah, they went crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I would say it's more of a bullish sign, but we'll see. We shall see. He's pulling a Litecoin last second. Well, the thing with that, though, is if it does pull a Litecoin, then you're at least getting up to all-time highs, right? The thing with a Litecoin is like, yeah, I mean, you still got up to you got up to all-time highs, so we're looking at 4,800 at some point, Well, I mean, what you got to go into more details, Marco. Like, what's dead? Is Bitcoin going to be dead? Like, where are we going? Like, how do you define dead? I mean, where's everything going to go? I mean, dead is kind of. I mean, alts have been dead for a while. If you're, Wow, that's tough, Seth. Bitcoin for Litecoin, yeah. What were you thinking? I guess people really liked Litecoin more back then. Yeah. I think that ETH has a good shot of still doing well. I mean, I don't know if you're gonna make new all-time highs, but I think it has a good shot of doing well this year. A lot can happen. I mean, even Ben Cowan has a chart where he was thinking that. I mean, this is I think this is reaching, but I mean, he was talking about potentially doing something like this, going back to like frickin' 1,200 even, and then like coming back up to that 3-4K range at least, even new all-time highs, which I think that's a little far-fetched, but like I don't think you're gonna go down that low, but we'll see. Bitcoin never going to be dead, but else. I mean, the thing too is even if you do bottom against Bitcoin here for ETH, everything still could come down for the next few months as it did in, September of 2019 onward. But on the bright side, you would probably see that bottom within, by June, July the latest, 3 months or whatever. And then you would have the money printer back on a little bit in the second half of the year to kind of help us out. So, yeah, I mean, there's that. Curious about a few other things. Lucid, some other ones, and there's some, big money trying to mess with this or whatever. Very low, but yeah. 12K, maybe 8K, yeah. I mean, didn't get that low, but it got damn close. I mean, what was it, 15.5? If you follow that same pattern, we'll see a bottom around if we follow the same, our bottom, if you come down, let's say, you came down 75 last time, you come down like 70, well, that's assuming you already topped out, that's the thing. But then you'd be looking at, 70% down from here would be like 30K. I don't think you'd go down that low, but let's say we top at, let's say we top at 120. What would be around 70% down, 35? That's still pretty scary. Say you top at 150, then it gets a little bit, then you're looking at that 45 to 48. I don't think you would go down below 48 to low 50s, but maybe I'm wrong. Are you talking about Palantir? That fell off a bit. Obviously it's AI. It's come up a hell of a lot. You're getting bull divs and things that are very elevated. Can it come back? Sure. I don't know what's going to happen. You're up so much. I don't know. I think it would follow the general trajectory of the market. I mean, just focus on 108 and then 150 or whatever. Very tough to say, I would argue. The Dixie's kinda, doing nothing as it normally does. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I would think this should eventually end down to these lows, come down to those lows. So yeah, eggs have been dropping too. There's been some good news for inflation, I would argue. The thing with Mr. is, if we look at that, well, let's just look at Mr. itself, MicroStrategy. Trying to jump off of here. I don't think it looks too bad at the moment. However, it's been up a hell of a lot. MSTR. And then, let's see there, that point. That's the thing with the ETH versus a lot of people thought this was bottoming out. Not quite yet. Which would make sense if ETH keeps bleeding against Bitcoin, it's probably going to keep bleeding against MicroStrategy because what does Sailor own? Just Bitcoin. I don't think you'd move much below that low. That would be interesting. That's a different low, November 24. But I still don't think you'd go much below that low. But we'll see. We shall definitely see. So yeah. The other thing though, guys, that's interesting to look at, that's some more optimism for alts, I would argue, is when you look at this, a little bit different this time, but bottom here, December of 2016, bottom here, January 21, 4-year cycle and a month. 4 years and a month would be February, which is where the current bottom is, and this doesn't look half bad. Money flow starting to come up and stuff. It's done nothing, but it doesn't look too bad. Making higher lows or whatever, it doesn't look terrible. I wouldn't say it looks good per se, but it doesn't look bad, terrible. You know what I mean? It looks neutral. I would say it looks good if we can get this bull div, which we'll find out in a week by the end of the month if you do get that bull div, and I think you might. If I had to guess here, I think you'll get that and you'll continue forward. Now, that doesn't mean Bitcoin's going to go up. Everything could go down while altcoins outperform Bitcoin. We've seen that before, like in September 2019 onward. Just when QT stops, that doesn't mean the market's automatically going to, recover. Pentoshi also tweeted about it, it's going to be months. It could be a few months of downwardness after QT stops. So maybe into June, how much more downwardness are we talking though? Maybe that kind of maybe this 60K or something. Who knows? You know, so maybe somewhere over here. I kind of don't think that'll happen, but we shall see. Money flow kind of going up. So yeah, we'll see what happens here. I would hope we would get more movement today or whatever, you know, tonight or whatever upward, but maybe we might have to wait till tomorrow to see what ends up happening. So yeah, I mean that's what it is. C. Are they actually going to release the JFK files? That's to Ukraine. I mean, let's look at those odds for the. I think stuff is happening a little bit more. The Lion is negotiating. Let's see. Okay, so that's going to happen, I guess. 91% chance. I don't think it's going to tell us much yet. I think what the declassification is, they wouldn't declassify it if it's going to make the whole world go in an uproar. I don't think it's going to tell us too much. I think it's more of like, they'll probably, yeah, they're going to declassify what they want to declassify. It probably will be inconclusive. It'll probably say that Orwell probably worked with somebody, but it was inconclusive who. That's probably what it'll say, I would argue. So yeah, let's see, March 34th. What are people thinking? What will Bitcoin hit by March 31st? 75K? 95, yeah. Okay, nobody knows. I mean, yeah. I guess people are more bearish, but it makes sense. There's more fear. I mean, Rogers, I love this one. Okay, people are thinking the Steelers. Those Giants or Steelers. Okay, Vikings don't want them. Yeah, Giants or Steelers. Or retires, probably, yeah. If it's the Steelers, that'll be interesting. Oh, come on. Seen any good movies lately? No. Have not. What was I gonna? Okay, 40%. Yeah, that's gonna probably keep going down. Oh, they don't even know who the next prime minister is gonna be. I thought it was gonna. I thought they already knew. What was the? Let's just go. Is there politics? Yeah. So, okay. We'd have to go to, yeah, we'd have to go to Trump presidency probably. Or, yeah, okay. Well, the JFK files. Yeah, there's nothing, yeah. Oh, it is like Powell's time? Yeah, I know it has been playing. Taxes on tips. How would we just end tips? How would we just pay workers a fair... How would we just give minimum wage to every worker? That's what we should do. Like how every other country does it. Just if you're going to have a minimum wage, why don't you just apply that to every single goddamn job? Stupid. Yeah, it's just unlikely stuff, yeah. Hmm. Oh, they're going to cut tax. 91% chance of cutting tax. Okay. Hmm. Anyway, let's see here. So nothing happening. I guess, not too much else to really talk about. I think the market looks decent in terms of recovery. It could be wrong. I'm just trying to think if there's like anything others itself we could look at. That made the lower low there. But it's still, yeah, the thing here is it's still well above, yeah. I mean, it's still generally come up. It's just new altcoins and stuff it's going into, not the ones, not always the ones you own. Trigger on the weekly kind of form, yeah, I think there's potential. It did come down a hell of a lot. As long as you could hold there, though, I would stay decent. Yeah, the restaurant. Yeah, I mean, I think we should. I mean, I think it's so stupid. I mean, yeah, Alaskan servers get minimum wage. Okay. I think they should just. Yeah, I think if you're going to have a minimum wage, if a state is going to have a minimum wage, it should apply to everything. Why does it? I guess the tipping culture. I don't know. I think tipping culture is so stupid. I think it's just dumb. Especially like the Starbucks tips and all that. Like they get paid minimum wage. It's like just the dumbest freaking. I don't know. I think that's like a weird thing in American culture that just doesn't really make too much sense to me. I can see how kind of some other countries do it with like the 10% suggested or whatever, and you don't really have to leave a tip. I mean, I think that's kind of the better way to do it. I mean, the thing with tips too is like, I hate to say it, but like, do you really think like leaving a 20% tip to these baristas or these, whatever the hell they may be, you think these people are gonna, invest that money wisely? No, I mean, some of them might, but statistically, that money's going back to the freaking corporations and the billionaires, and through overconsumption and them buying things they don't need. I mean, I'm not. We all put money towards those things. We're all dumb in some ways, but I don't know. M2 money supply chart. Yeah, I've looked at that. I mean, it's been coming up. I guess you could argue that when this gets to above where we are right now, and this chart kind of moves a little slowly, but that's would mark the end of quantitative tightening. Now that could be it could be a few months away based on this. You can't zoom in on this chart, so yeah. Europeans and Australians aren't big tippers. They don't really. I mean, most of those countries don't really tip. I mean, Italy definitely does not tip. Italy, you're only expected to leave a tip when you go to some really touristy, scammy restaurant that's just trying to take advantage of ignorant Americans. That's really the only place that's ever going to ask you to tip. I mean, sometimes, I mean, yeah, I mean, because they know Americans are more used to that, but it's pretty rare in India. That's all, in Italy, excuse me. That's only if you're going to like some scammy, like tourist trap place. I would say. Some of those, the UK, it's definitely not 20%. Or do you tip in the? I don't think you have to. I forget. It's been a minute. But yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I mean the thing too, at like bars too, like usually when you get a beer or something, the standard tip would be $1, $2 maybe, and then they got this thing they're flipping around trying to make you do 20%. Yeah. Um, what's with the Americans in the tipping? It's a weird. I don't know. I think like it's gotten out of hand in recent years. I think it's kind of a push towards like, you have the money, you have the convenience to go to the coffee shop, to go to the restaurant. I don't have that income. Give me more money. I think it's kind of a socialist tendency. I could be wrong though. It's weird. I don't know. So Australia, you don't have to tip at all, or I mean, most places in Latin America, it's 10% would be kind of the standard. You don't have to tip. I normally tip unless the service was bad. I normally, if the service was fine, I tip 10%. But in Miami, it's all included. That 20% gratuity is included pretty much everywhere. Which, I mean, Miami is like a money trap to begin with. That's always been kind of a scam city. Which, I mean, a lot of places are. I guess in some, people talk about, oh, in this country they're always trying to scam you, or here they're always trying to scam you. I mean, I see this, most of the stuff, the same crap happen in America. I mean, sadly. Depends, though. Gold around 3,000. I think you would generally keep going. Yeah, I don't see why you wouldn't stop here. Recession fears, maybe as those come down, you come down a little bit. I think you could get up to that 3,200, yeah. Miami's, yeah, I mean, it's weird. I think you could also, yeah, it's kind of the American tipping is also kind of the war between like the corporate and the little guy. You know what I mean? It's like the corporate doesn't pay the little guy even minimum wage for that, so it's like you got to pay. You know what I mean? It's and then there's always like those added like taxes and fees and crap. You know what I mean? There's always a little, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, in comparison to eggs, what are eggs? Somebody was telling me the other day, eggs in New York City for 12 eggs, it's like $12 now. So you're paying $1 an egg nowadays. I mean, where I am, it's like maybe $2, $3 for 12 eggs. Buy a pound of ribeye steak for like $6, $7. It'd be at least 20 in America probably for, a good cut. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Everything is I think everything's always kind of been outrageously expensive in America, at least in the last 20 years. Maybe a little less, but yeah. America's just weird. They got the dumb pride ones. You still live in America? Interesting. Yeah. I mean, America's such a big country. Like, you could kind of find anyone you want to find in America. Like, it has every viewpoint and every freaking, clique that you could imagine. It depends where you go. And I mean, there's certain people that say, like, every state is kind of its own country. And it is a little bit, there's definitely some truth in that, at least, like, when you look at, like, Florida, Texas, California, those kind of being their own countries. Look at the 13 colonies, the Northeast kind of being its own country. Like, it's different, you know what I mean? It's definitely different. Let's see, in Denver, when I lived there, a bunch of restaurants were trying to add 1500 menu prices for restaurant stuff. But you still felt like you had it. Yeah, it's all, well, I mean, the thing with that, yeah, I mean, it's just a weird, yeah. I mean, America is weird in a lot of ways. Like, it's a lot of, I would say the bureaucracy makes it weird. Like, there are a lot of weird regulations, and you have your state regulations too, and it is weird in that sense. I'm not saying other places aren't weird. Like, you're gonna find problems, and there's no, utopia. You're gonna find problems and issues with that wherever the hell you go. But there's definitely, yeah, there's definitely like very weird nuances in America, weird things, and very litigious society too, especially with people suing one another, lawyers, things of that nature. Like, America's the king at kind of making things more difficult than they have to be. You know what I mean? In terms of corporate, in terms of people doing these like monotonous jobs and all that. I mean, look at the government, with Doge, taking away all these people doing nothing. I mean, have you ever had to call up the IRS or call up the government? It's the most, most incompetent thing in the world. I mean, it's just made for you not to get anything done. The DMV, anything government's always, but I think that's kind of how it is in most countries, but not as bad. I don't know. Where do I live? I live in Latin America, but I kind of move around a lot. I might not stay here forever. you know, let's see, moving to Puerto Rico. Yeah, you could do that. You know, research it, look into it. I mean, I've been there once 10 years ago. Puerto Rico is definitely not that cheap, you know, compared to the rest of Latin America or the Caribbean. Even like in the places you'd want to live there. I mean, to buy a property there, it ain't too cheap. You do have the hurricanes. You get that in Florida too, though. But I guess they've been worse in Puerto Rico in recent years. Yeah, there's pros and cons, but you'll pay no taxes. Yeah, I don't know. You know, they're pretty strict on that. You got to be there. You got to be outside the mainland for. I think you can only spend a couple months in the mainland each year. Um, so yeah. Mm, SP 500. It depends where you go, Jesse. In the big cities in Latin America, you'd probably be fine. I mean, you got to look into, you know, where you are, ask around, you know, read reviews, ask around, you know, for where you're staying. You can find, I have very good internet where I am right now. Really, really good internet. Better in most places in the U.S., I would argue. It depends where you go. But yeah, no, it's definitely a concern. There's definitely places that have garbage internet over here. Yeah, definitely. Um, uh, Yeah, it stopped. I don't. Yeah, I'm gonna delete your. You can't just like. Yeah, you can't just like keep saying a channel that I've never heard of. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, I'm gonna ban you if you keep just. And I'm not saying it's like it could be the greatest channel, you know, but I just don't know about it. Mm, Liquidation price of the big whale was like 85, so we're getting pretty close. I mean, I don't know. I think that trade, even if you have insider information, the trade's still stupid. Um, it's just too, yeah. I mean, yeah. Mm, mm, Extended day, M2 money flow indicator. Interesting. So yeah. I've heard Australia is pretty good in some areas and like not that expensive either. Australia is known for pretty good steaks too, although you probably, in terms of like bang for your buck for high quality steaks like Argentina or even Chile to a certain extent, probably can't compare to those. 86 point, yeah. I mean, I don't know. It keeps adding to that. I don't know what the hell happened with that. I couldn't tell you. I don't really pay attention. I mean, don't we see trades like that all the time? Why is this one so? Yes, he could get squeezed right at any point. Anything could happen. We know that. Yeah. It looks like he'll probably get squeezed. I mean, this market looks like it'll keep going. It could be wrong, though. Snake eyes right there. So we'll see. I mean, I'm trying to see. Is anything like happening right now? Mm. Steak quality is important, man. I mean, what are you moving based on the air quality? Everything was went way. Yeah, big cities, I would expect, yeah. True based on technicals, yeah. Central American country? Central America is not that large. There's only, how many countries are there in Central America? I mean, probably Costa Rica. Mexico would still be North America. It'd definitely be Costa Rica out of those. Yeah. Really good dairy in Australia. Tastes like the interesting. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's been good. Everything has been good. So yeah. Anyway, guys, I think I'm going to get going in a minute. There's just not much else to talk about right now. If you guys are interested in trading, check out really good offer, 10% off your fees for life with BYDFI and BloFin, both down below, only with my link down below. And ribeye is the best in my opinion. Ribeye and filet mignon, or tenderloin, same thing. Isn't that the T-bone? The T-bone is the ribeye, and I should know that. The ribeye and the tenderloin, or the ribeye and the filet mignon. That's a good cut. Those are the two best in my opinion. Especially the filet mignon. I mean, it depends what you're eating. The ribeye's got more fat, but yeah. It's nice living right near a butcher shop. You know, you just get it real cheap. You know, they cut it for you. You know, and all that, real fresh. You know. Here, you know, there's eggs and steak everywhere. In America, there's no eggs, no steak. You know, nothing. You're just vegan. Anyway, let's see. Yeah. What's that? Is a porterhouse the same as the T-bone? Why am I blinking out on that? The porter, is that something different? Anyway. But yeah. Thinking. So yeah, anyway, check those links. If you guys want a free month in the All Down Empire VIP Discord, if you sign up to any of the exchanges down below, deposit at least $100, open a support ticket with the UID or your email, we'll give you one free month. So yeah, check that out if you guys are interested. And yeah, I hope you guys do well with your trades. Hedge the bets well. You know, we're good risk management, all strategy. Remember, you don't need to know what's going to happen to make money. For the long term, you kind of do. Spot buying and waiting, you kind of do. Needs to go up eventually, but, you know, betting it's going to go up, then you get that right. But, yeah. Anyway, guys, I'm going to get going. Really great talking to you guys. So, yeah, really appreciate it.